From Transformers Timelines, it is Optimus Prime and Starscream. Samurais! Yes, they are pretty much martial artists, I guess. This Optimus Prime changes into a ox with a cart, and Starscream's a falcon. Which reminds me, keep an eye out, there may be another Falcon Starscream coming in the future. But it's a very interesting set, and a very interesting box. Just like the other timeline sets that were 2-packs. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Megatron and Bumblebee, because that's probably going to be the next set. But I haven't cracked this open yet. I'm cracking it open for you. We're going to have some fun with it. But before we go too far, I do want to thank our sponsor of this video, Toy Hacks. Toy Hacks has amazing decals for your G1s, your G2s, and pretty much every line after that, enhancement decals that can really make your Transformers pop. Like this Age of the Primes Quick Strike over here. You really want to make him look really good, partner. What's a warrior without weapons? A warrior still. I like Quick Strike, fun character. And you can glow them up with decals from Toy Hacks. Plus they have an armory, they have backdrops. You want to check them out at toyhacks.com. But first you want to watch this video, because we are going to go over this set of Timelines Transformers blended in ancient Japan and took those forms instead. And while we're looking at them, we'll hopefully have some fun along the way. Now, if you're new to the channel, Captain Kyle, welcome aboard. If you've been watching for a while, it's great of you to come back. Thanks so much. So let's get into this. But first, be right back. All right, so it's got these little stickery things on the sides that I can peel off. Don't even need to break out the knife yet. You may need it later. Who knows? And same stickery things on the bottom, as I suspected. So I'm peeling those off. Now the packaging on these Timelines figures is actually pretty neat, because it's essentially a sleeve that when you, well, let me show you the sleeve first. Cool artwork on the front. It's kind of black and white on red. On one side you see Optimus and his alt form. The other side, you see Starscream in his alt form, and on the back, you see them both in both forms. And it says Starscream is 20 steps and Optimus is 27, so it shouldn't be too bad, we hope. But then you take off the sleeve, and I had no idea what's under here. We'll put this aside. And it's a golden box, and it shows Autobot and Decepticon symbols, like surrounded by trees. And again, Optimus in his alt mode, Starscream in his alt mode, and on the back, it actually has fake-looking hinges, and when you open it up, you can see them both in their robot modes. And it says Transformers right across the bottom there. Very cool. So it's very cool packaging. I wish, instead of them being strapped the inner cards, that there was some way that you could put them back inside in case you wanted to display them like this after you took them out. But unless you decide to strap them in again, unlikely. All right, and I'm seeing tape on the box, and it's not the round, easily peeled off stuff. So I gotta break out the knife, and we will cut each side. Now, obviously, the Autobot symbol on top indicates this is Optimus. Decepticon symbol indicates that's Starscream. I don't know why they're not pairing Optimus up against Megatron instead of bringing Megatron later with more than likely Bumblebee like they did last time with the kind of steampunkish trains. But I don't make the marketing decisions at Hasbro yet. No, I'm not going through that job. Well, let's take out Optimus on his card, Starscream on his card, and there's instructions in here. It's actually one big instruction book, and it has both of their pictures on it, and there's a bitty piece of paper, which we're gonna get rid of. So I'm gonna put this aside for now, and we've got to get them off these cards. But still, you can see them there strapped in as if they're dangerous as Hannibal Lecter. Now the Optimus, you can see we have his weapon here, so let's snap these off. I wonder if there is the Karatomi version of these that has plastic inserts that would actually allow us to put them back in afterwards. And after snipping everything, here we have Optimus. And I will zoom in on him so you can get a better look. Also in here is his weapon, which does have Snippy there, and then you can take the weapon currently apart because the head comes off. I'm wondering, does it come apart any other way? Apparently not. He is supposed to be able to hold it in two hands. We will refer to the instructions very shortly. But first, we're gonna get all this plastic shit off my table and free Starscream from his bonds. They put them in really tight. I guess that is to make it a little bit more difficult for the figure swappers, even though they end up figure swapping anyway. Now he has a bag of accessories, and he fell over. Starscream, come on. You want to lead the Decepticons? stand up. And he has, for his accessories, 2 what appear to be arm guns, 2 what appear to be wing extensions, and a fan. Probably used as his tail, but could also probably be used as a weapon. Because if you weren't familiar, there are very sharp fans that could be used in combat. I am assuming, without looking at the instructions, that these go on his arms, and the extra wings here, ooh, this part came off, should pop right back on. Let's hope it's not like always loose. All right, so Optimus and Starscream. That's our show, everybody. No, we have only begun, but we're gonna still get this plastic crap out of here and off my table. All right, let's go to the instructions, which does show Starscream on one side and Optimus on the other. So with Optimus's weapon, if he doesn't want to carry it, he can put it on one of his arms. Fair enough. You can put it on either way with the blade curved forward or backwards. I suppose backwards is less, how shall we say, aggressive. Or you can take it and put it on his back somehow, just like so, or just like so. You can have it pointing in either direction. I don't think it makes much of a difference. Now for him to use it, you do take it apart, and apparently, let's see if we can, it does push through. You can put it in one hand like so. You can even push it higher, and there are parts that it kind of stays in place instead of being loose, so you could push it just into one of those areas, and then it doesn't move so much. And you can slide it through both hands. He can knock over Starscream, and he can carry it thusly. So let's start out with Optimus and take a look at his deco, which the front still looks truck-like, even though he's not a truck. His side shields or plates or whatever do have Autobot symbols on them. Now, his helmet looks like a samurai-style helmet. I'm going to remove the weapon just to make it easier to see everything, and opposability is going to be easier. But yeah, it looks kind of like a samurai helmet with the Optimus face in there. He also has Autobot symbols on his shoulders, which is cool. Again, color scheme is the same. I don't know how many wagons are pulling around feudal or medieval Japan or whenever this is set in. I'm not that much of a history buff. I know generalities, something like that, but probably not how to pronounce words. But so overall, he looks good. Little gold detailing on the crutch plate. And let's get the turntable of doom over here, get him all steady and turn it around so you can see him from all angles. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, let's get into some posability. Now, first of all, can he do a full Jean-Claude Van Damme? Toes up, he can. And even as wheels, he can go from side to side. Now, because of those wheels, he kind of, if you just let him go, he tilts forward. He also has very generous ankle swivels, so he can practically do a split and still be flat-footed. He can kick forward, so a crotch plate comes up there. He can kick back, side kick, split side kick, not a problem. Bends at the knee, a little bit more than 90 degrees. And he's got like protection so someone can't hit him in the knee, or at least not quite so easily. Now, there seems to be a swivel in his lower leg that allows him to, actually go all the way around. So that's good. Twisting at the waist, all the way around. Very nice. His arms can go all the way around. Just curious if there's any ab crunch or bow. Doesn't appear to be. But arms all the way around. They can go off to the side. Of course, it moves this plate with it. Bends at the elbow. He's got a swivel. His fists do twist. So pretty good posability, articulation in the arms. The head can turn all the way around. The helmet shape is not a problem. Even though the helmet shape is kind of Megatronian, if that is such a word. I just made up that word. It's a sniglet, if you know what that is. You're, again, old like me. So yeah, good posability. He looks good. It is interesting that he still looks like he almost has windows, but they do have a pattern on them, so I guess it's just a holdover from his Cybertronian form. All right, time for the transformation, which the first step is to turn his legs around. And then from there, these blue covers open up. His legs actually kind of bend them, and you have this post in here, this gray post that you pull out. Shut up, Logan. You flip these down again, or flip these actually down the first time because you flipped them down. Now you're flipping them down all the way, and then he sits. Flip up the legs, and then you flip down the legs. But when you do that, these little hooves appear. So you're basically moving the hooves forward and then moving the legs back down out of the way. You see, the ankle swivels are actually even better than I thought because, they actually snap into place like that. Then you push this lower section together, joining in the feet and pushing that post into the other leg. so it becomes one piece together. You turn this around and you flip this downward, switch back, and open up his arms. Now from the other side, you can see you push the arms all the way back, and then this opens up, and look at that, more hooves. You push those piece forward so the hooves are there as well. Coming back around, flip his chest piece forward, and now you can push his head back, which will swap it out for the oxen head. And then you can close that up and close that up. Oh, I'm sorry. The hooves are in the wrong direction. They need to be like that. My bad. But then you can close that up till you have that part there. Looks like you turn the arms back, flip these up, flip these plates down that are underneath, turn his forearms so this hole is sticking up, and the arms go up. Looks like you need to turn them a little bit more. Oh, I see. So these pieces here, you want to, they're on a little bit of a hinge so you can extend them in this direction, or actually pull them back in this direction. So you push these closer, and then when the hands come up, you want to plug them into these posts that are on the side walls there. And you can close them like so that they come together. I'm sorry, this one, you want to make sure that the wrists are facing up when you plug this in. So you push them together, lining them up. It's a little bit tricky. Push the hands up. In fact, you want to make sure that the fists are like finger up, so when you close them up, there's no evidence of a fist there. And then this whole piece here swings down, and there are posts here that line up with the posts by the wheel. These two posts, you want to turn it so they go into the upper part of what it was his leg at one point, and that should line up the other pieces to go into the slots by the wheels. And there you go. A very interesting transformation, changing a robot into basically an ox pulling a wagon. Very cool. And for weapon storage, you can just plug this in like so, which doesn't look suspicious at all to anyone. Like, look at the size of that blade on top of that oxen cart. It's pretty cool. In oxen cart mode, from his horns to the rear, it's 5.5 inches. We're not going to count that, but it is a pretty interesting transformation. There's not really any articulation with the oxen's feet there. So a pretty cool figure. I had to transform him back because I did not measure him from the top of his helmet to his feet. He's like 5.25 inches, maybe slightly shy of that. But an interesting alternate universe version of Optimus Prime. I like him. Pretty cool. All right, let's take a look at Commander Starscream. So yes, I put the wings in the correct place. This you could use as a weapon, but you can also take it and shove it into his ass. Okay, it's not his, it's his tail feathers. Put it there. The arm guns, classic Starscream weapons, though you can also take them out and put them in his hand. And it almost looks like with this piece here, it's feeding into the gun, so there's even more ammo or whatever. I don't know what kind of guns these are supposed to be. Depending on the time, they could be almost like muskets. Yeah, so he's armed. He can pull something out of his ass to slice people up, and he's got the arm weapons, which I always prefer them on the arms rather than in the hands. But it's pretty cool deco. Looking at his front, I mean, he's got the cockpit style look still, but it's not a cockpit. He's got the air intake thing looking things, but they're not air intakes. And his Decepticon symbols are on his wings, and they're right side up when you're looking at him this way. So if his wings flipped forward like they do in others, they'd be upside down like normal. I am not seeing any other Decepticon symbols on him, but we all know who he is and his allegiance, which is only to himself. All right, let's look at some posability. And first of all, let's see. Full toes up, Jean-Claude Van Damme, no problem. Though if you have the feathers there, makes it difficult for him to be there. But if you want to, you can actually kind of balance him as long as you take this out using his guns. Ankle swivels. Well, you don't have much. It's got a little bit, but nowhere near what Optimus Prime has. Apparently for the transformation, it's not required. He can kick forward, kicking back, maybe slightly lower. Side kick, of course, full side kick with 2 legs. Most people who do side kicks don't extend their both their legs like that. That puts them way off balance, but robots could do it. Bends at the knee more than 90 degrees. That's nice. Has a swivel, little double mushroom peg in there on the back of each leg. He also seems to have this joint here where his feet can go forward, but I think that is for the transformation. not meant for robot mode. Now, twisting at the waist, he can twist all the way around very nicely. His arms, if you flip back the wings, can go all the way around. They can go off to the side. I'm curious, if I take this off, can they go any further? Yes, if he does not have the arm gun on, you can move it up quite a bit more. Bends at the elbow, swivels. Actually, the bend at the elbow is 90 degrees, but then you could fold the fist against it. But again, I think that's part of the transformation. Well, it's probably part of the transformation, but he can bow, which Optimus Prime can't. So Starscream can show more respect. He just usually chooses not to. The head, go all the way around. Very nice. And the wings you can pose in different ways. You can spread them to their full extent. You can bring them in back here and fold them in, making him less visible. You can fold them all the way back, even touch tips, which, all right, shut up, Logan. Didn't sound right, I know. And he is just a bit shy, like just a smidge shy of 5 inches tall. Overall, a neat figure. The colorations, of course, red, gray, and blue, with the orange cockpit type thing, which is pretty much Starscream in a nutshell. Or should I say eggshell, because he's about to become a bird. All right, let's check out the transformation. And the first thing we do is we take his air intakes, aren't really air intakes, but we move them so they're facing inward. And we pull down from the back, Oh, shut up, Logan. Pull down this plate, and then we turn this section to push his head back, and we can close said plate. From the other side, we can take out his bird head. Now, for his feet, you turn the feet around. It's one thing I don't usually check for. You can turn the feet around, and you can apparently push them back so that they kind of pop if you have it lined up properly. Because once you pop, you don't stop. So he's kind of leaning forward, but then you can move these forward. So now he definitely can't stand. Then you swing the leg forward and then pull these back, and then make use of that bow to push them under like so. His arms go off to the side, and then you can actually fold them down by this joint, kind of eliminating the robot's shoulders. Notice the guns are still on there, which is interesting. And you can turn the guns forward for, devastating purposes. The fists, as I noted before, had an extra joint, so you actually push them from that joint. I should probably make sure they're facing in the right direction, down like so, and then all the way so that they're folded like so. And then you can actually push in and lock them, it appears, using these little tabs that go right like that. So now we're looking right up his ass. Turn him around. Probably want to lower this. It's not really showing it, but flip out his wings, and you can even open his beak. For a bird of this size, again, I'm not a bird expert or aerodynamics expert or a zoologist or anything like that, but I'm thinking he would need a much larger wingspan if he wasn't a Cybertronian. And you can also fold his wings over his gun, so when he's perched on a branch, that could really hold the weight of this size of a robot. Unless you actually change the size, but he could fold his wings away. So the height of this bird is about 3 inches tall. His wingspan is a little over 8, but still not enough of a wingspan for him to use conventional flight. That's why he's got these things here, which I imagine are jets. So he can fly around, he can shoot his enemies, he can gab with his beak. Now these, you can move a little bit. If you really want, you can move them forward. He's got some articulation in the legs. Obviously with the wings, you can put them in different positions, and you can even maneuver the tail. That didn't sound right either. But there you go. Starscream as a falcon, bird of prey, eagle. I don't know what they're actually calling this form. Bird box. Doesn't really say, and I gotta say the artwork showing him in his alt mode, really, really much more realistic looking of a bird in the artwork. But yeah, not as complex of a transformation as with Optimus, but definitely clever. So there you have them, Optimus Prime and Starscream in very, very different forms. Spin again to show from all sides, knock Optimus Prime over, the usual stuff. But yeah, I think they're definitely a cool addition to the collection. Don't really fit with the other stuff, but if you want to do like a multiversal storyline, there you go. You can play around with alternative versions of Optimus Prime and Starscream showing up and probably speaking Japanese, which is great since, that's where Transformers originated. So I think it's a fun set, and more than likely there will be some decals coming out pretty soon that will be able to enhance them, and you can get those decals and much, much more for your G1s, G2s, It's about every other line, Age of the Prime, Studio Series, Combiner Wars, Titan's Return, Siege, from our sponsor, Toy Hacks. Plus, check out their armory and their backdrops, and visit them at toyhacks.com. So while you are mulling over these two very interesting timeline transformers, which of course I put a link in the description to check out, you can also check out this video over here, which is Optimus and Starscream, but in the 1800s. Train versus weird concept plane. But I think they're fun, and if you're having fun, by all means, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.